Alright, on 2001 Nissan, they use a canister style fuel filter that uses rubber end lines. So we're going to hit it with a little WD-40. Kind of interesting to me that with high pressure fuel that they're able to run it through clamps, but I know those fuel injection clamps can take almost 60 pounds. So we're going to let this sit for a minute. We're going to hit all the bands so we can reuse these because they look like they're relatively good shape. They're not rusted or anything. So we'll give it about 5 minutes. We'll be right back. Alright, so we're going to take the clamps off right at the fuel filter. They have a weird, it's a steel line, but it's got a coating on it, so this is probably the more feasible spot, and they put 2 rubber lines on it, so it is a serviceable item. Fuel injection clamps are replaceable. You can get them at O'Reilly's. They handle about 60 to 80 pounds of fuel pressure off a rubber line, so it's pretty amazing to me that they can run that on fuel injection, especially if this is a motor that's running almost 55 pounds at the injector with active fuel management, so it has variable fuel pump, I'm sure, or there's a constant pressure. Either way, there's a lot of pressure there. Kidding. Now, if you notice, folks, we got some safety items to cover. We are using battery-powered LED flashlights. Anytime you're doing a fuel filter, and I don't care in any rig, you should not use lights that have a lot of heat, which are like 40-60 watt filament bulbs, halogen lights, 150 to 500 watts. LED powered, they don't produce a lot of heat because they're just light emitting diodes, so it's just like a very low wattage lights. You don't produce enough heat to even worry about it if you do spill fuel on it. But definitely don't smoke around here and use safety glasses, because as soon as you break that, you are going to lose some fuel. Most of the time it's about 1/4 to 1/2 gallon once you recover the system and get everything pressurized again. Now we're doing this on the ground in my rear driveway outside, so this can be done, most areas, like out in the sidewalk or driveway, garage. Alright, now it's free. Now the fun stuff, now we get to see some fuel come out here in a quick sec. Here we go. No, that wasn't as much as I thought it was going to drip. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Okay, so after you loosen this other side, we're getting ready to pull this filter out. I'm going to try to wiggle it because I did get the brake loose, but it is a tight hose. Alright, I'm going to move out of the way because I know what's about to happen. We're about to squirt gas, people. Boy, she held it up to the end. There goes the gas. Alright, folks, we're going to let that drip for a sec. But having things be able to move around makes them a lot easier to get them in their final sap positions. Now I'm not going to take this out, there's just no need to because the filter goes out this way. Now let's pull our filter out. Okay, our filter's out. I'll put it in our bucket and let's look at it. Alright, so I'm looking at this filter after I cleaned it off, and we do have Nissan on it. So I'm going to say, safe to bet, that this is the factory original 98,000. The other thing is it's kind of heavy, which means there's probably a lot of dirt and stuff in here. Now, one thing to note, there is a flow in and flow out. Now, on the new filter it says out is here, but this is the side we were fighting. But fuel tank looks like it has a rubber line that goes into here, and then our out is here. Now on here, I don't see anything that shows flow. So let's get our new one installed. Alright, so let's get back to the business here. So we're going to install this filter, and I went ahead and put the mileage and date. Let's put it in now. Alright, we're able to use those rubber isolators, so that was kind of cool. Alright, so I left these caps on until I was ready to actually put them on. put the fuel line back on. They just simply push back on. So as you can see, I'm just kind of pushing it just a little by little, because as you push down on this, it'll actually cause this to expand. We want to make sure we get enough on the sealing ring. Alright. Looks like we just got a little bit more to go. I'd probably say next time we do a fuel filter, we'll probably change this fuel line, but you're probably good to about 150,000. Alright, now we're going to do the other side. Okay, so I am going to actually tighten the filter down, because if that front side that I just put on gave me a little bit of a fight, I know the back side's going to as well. Now I am installing it dry with no lubrication on it, just because I just don't see the need. But I suppose it wouldn't hurt to put a little Vaseline on there. It will run through the fuel system, no problem. So this is a 10 mil. Now I did have some rubber isolators on there, so I did put those towards the top, since that's the force that's coming down and clamping on it. But I suppose it's probably a preference thing. They didn't have really too good of instructions in the box, which is surprising. Now I am going to run this all the way down to make sure we don't have a filter come loose and this thing stays in pristine shape as it is. Almost there. I'm going to put about 12 to 15 pounds on it. Alright, now we're locked down. Now I'm going to get that final hose installed. Okay, just a little bit more, because the original actually did push this all the way down. So again, we'll push on the hose and try to get it to expand a little bit. Alright, as you can see, we did push it up. Okay, so now that we got our hose installed, I'm going to put our clamp on. I'm going to put it in a better position so we can hit it with it straight on, instead of the trouble we had getting this off. Now you might have to back these out a little farther, because the aftermarket have to be slightly different, even with Japanese manufacturers. This one's going to have to actually be undone quite a bit, actually. So if you get one hand behind it, it's a lot easier to manage. As you see, it's push on. Alright, very good. And then just try to put it back where you found it, which is slightly above where the sealing ring is on the filter. Now we'll torque this side down, go to the other side, and then we'll go ahead and turn the key and pressurize the system, make sure we have no leaks. These, I would say, you know, they need to be fairly tight, because they are fuel injection clamps. My hand's got gas on them, so it's making it a little tricky to hold on to the screwdriver. And then you can feel it get tight just a little more past that, and you should be good. One test I do is I make sure I can't spin it. Well, this one just failed. Okay, so what I'm checking for is that sealing ring. If you see here, there's a little ring, and you want to make sure that you have enough hose on it. Okay, so you can see how much I have right there. I wish I had a little bit more here, but that'll be just fine. I try to hold it with one hand as I'm drawing it in. Yeah, this one's not so bad. You're going to be here for a little bit. I have large hands, so it's a little bit funner working on these, but not too bad. Now these will want to spin on you when you're trying to do the final on them, so try to get your finger behind it and then push into it so you get your final torque on it. Okay. Alright, we're just going to do a key on, engine off test. That should give us the fuel pump to run for about 2 to 4 seconds. So we'll go ahead and do the key test now. It's very important to do a few key on, engine off cycles to test for fuel leaks after the fuel filter has been replaced. you hear the fuel pump? Let me do that.